In this video, we are going to be using substitution to see if a solution makes an equation true. So our key vocab words here are substitution and solution set. So for substitution, substitution means to plug in. So to plug in or to substitute, for instance, if you're playing a basketball game and you're substituting yourself in for one of your teammates, you're going into the game and your teammate is coming out. So substituting in, or in this case with equations, we are plugging in numbers into an equation, and we will do some examples in a second. The next term here that we need to know is solution set. So a solution set is just all of the solutions or answer. Solution means answer. So all of the answers to, or all the answers, I will say, that make an equation true. So let's dive into an example so we can see some of these vocab terms. So example 1 says, substitute each value to determine if it is a solution to the equation. So our equation here is 3 plus x equals 15. And it's giving us 4 different numbers that we need to substitute or plug in for x to see if it's going to be a solution to the problem. So our first number that wants us to plug in is 3. So instead of 3 plus x, I'm going to do 3 plus 3. And I want to see, when I do that, does this equal 15? So when I do 3 plus 3, I get 6. This does not equal 15. So 3 is not part of the solution set to x. So I'm going to cancel that out up here. The next one I am plugging in is going to be 5. So instead of 3 plus x, I am going to do 3 plus 5. And I want to see, does this equal 15? So 3 plus 5 is 8. This does not equal 15. So 5 is not part of our solution set. Our next number is 7.5. So 3 plus, instead of x, I'm doing 7.5. Does this equal 15? Now, whenever we have decimals, remember, if you guys don't know off the top of your head, you can always set up, stack up your numbers, write 3 as a decimal, which is 3.0. And then you can just go ahead and add and bring down your decimal. So 10.5, this does not equal 15, so 7.5 is not part of the solution set. And our last number is 12. So instead of, running out of room here, instead of 3 plus x, sorry, I'm going to do 3 plus 12. Does this equal 15? 12 plus 3 does equal 15, so 12 is part of my solution set. So my solution, or the only solution that worked in 3 plus x, was 12. Example 2, substitute each value to determine if it is a solution to the equation. So we have f over 5 equals 2. If you guys remember, anytime you see a fraction, if you don't know this, make sure that you are writing this down in your notes. Whenever you see a fraction, this means to divide. This problem right here, f over 2, is really reading f divided by, I'm sorry, not f over 2, f over 5. This is really reading f divided by 5. And if it makes more sense to write out this way, you can. So my first number that I am plugging in is a fraction. So I'm going to write this out as 1 over 5 divided by 5. And I wanted to write it that way for you guys so that you guys can see what it looks like. I'm also going to write out long ways because I think it will make more sense to most of us. So 1 over 5 divided by 5, does this equal 2? So when we are dividing fractions, hopefully you guys remember, we are going to do keep, change, flip. I also need to write 5 as a fraction. Any whole number as a fraction has a denominator of 1. So I'm going to keep my first fraction the same, change division to multiplication, and then flip or do the reciprocal of my second fraction. So 5 over 1 becomes 1 over 5. When I multiply fractions, I multiply straight across. So 1 times 1 is 1. and 5 times 5 is 25. Does this equal 2? It does not, so 1 over 5 or 1/5 is not part of my solution set for this equation. My next one, instead of f over 5 or 5 divided by f, I am doing 5 divided by 5. Does this equal 2? 5 divided by 5 is 1. This does not equal 2, so 5 is not part of my solution set. Next one is 10. 10 over 5 or 10 divided by 5. Does this equal 2? 10 divided by 5 is 2. So yes, 2 equals 2. 10 is part of my solution set for this equation. And my last one, I'm going to change my colors here. 15 over 5 or 15 divided by 5. Does this equal 2? 15 divided by 5 is 3 because we're looking at what times 5 equals 15. So this does not equal 2, so 15 is not part of my solution set for this equation. So my only solution I have there is 10. Example 3, is 9 a solution for n? Why or why not? First things first here, for n, I'm going to throw a refresh of a vocab term here. This is coefficient. The coefficient here is 4, not for n, just 4. The coefficient is 4. Coefficient, if you're co-teaching or you are co-captains, you're doing stuff together, the number 4 is connected to the variable. So our coefficient there is 4. Coefficient also means we're multiplying. 4n is really saying 4 times n. It's just taking out that times sign. So when we see 4n, I don't know why I wrote a 2 there. 4n, 4 times n equals 37. It's asking us, is 9 a solution? Could 9 be part of this solution set? So let's try it out. Instead of 4 times n, we're going to do 4 times 9. Does this equal 37? So first we have to ask ourselves, what is 9 times 4? 9 times 4 is 36. We're close here, but it does not exactly equal 37. So no, 9 is not a solution because I'm going to abbreviate here. 9 times 4 equals 36, not 37.